as we've been saying, during President Macron's walkabout, evidence of that anger towards the Lebanese government. As the president walked around the Jamezi district of central Beirut, people chanted, "Free us from Hezbollah." They're referring there to the Iran-backed Shia Muslim group, which has a powerful role in the nation's affairs. Let's listen to what another person had to say.
On nous a enlevé toutes nos années. À nous, nos années d'enfance et d'adolescence. Et puis maintenant aussi. Franchement, on en a marre. Je sais, on vous remercie, vous étiez le premier.
Okay, so the president there seeing that anger firsthand. Well, let's get more now and speak to Dom Hunt, who is a Humanitarian Policy Advisor at Concern Worldwide in Beirut. Thank you very much indeed for speaking to us, Dom. First of all, can I just ask you what you went through on Tuesday when that blast happened?
Well, hi everyone. I was incredibly lucky. My house is on the other side of town. I first of all felt it. I thought it was an earthquake. I rushed out to my terrace, and then the main explosion happened. I was almost knocked off my feet. There were a number of windows that burst in the street where I am, and I'm about 4 kilometers away from the blast site itself. And then there was this weird orange toxic cloud that rose over the city. So I started contacting my friends who I knew were closer to the area. And you know, they were wounded. Their houses had been destroyed. Incredibly, I don't actually know anyone who's lost their life, but I do know a lot of people who need to be in hospital. So I made my way across town to get a couple of my friends to hospital, and they're fine. They've just been badly cut, and now they're able to live with me here because their house has been rendered uninhabitable.
Yeah, I mean, 300,000 people, it would appear, are homeless now in Beirut. Then we've been hearing also in this bulletin about the issues of food insecurity, shortages of medical supplies. I mean, as far as you're concerned, you're an expert in this very field. What are Lebanon's immediate needs? What are the priorities as you see them?
So I see immediately, I would say that a medical response. I mean, we have to bear in mind that medical stockpiles have also been lost in the port. The port needs to be moved to Tripoli now, and inevitably that's going to take a bit of time. But so the logistics and supporting the medical response, I think, would be first up. Mental health and psychosocial support is hugely important. I mean, this is a country where it wasn't that long ago that they were at civil war, and of course this is bringing back a whole lot of memories. We also have to bear in mind the terrible economic situation of the country, and people are descending rapidly into poverty here. With COVID-19 looking like it's getting out of control, with 1.5 million refugees in the country, many of whom live in the city, and then, of course, the political turmoil on top of that. So this is an extremely tense moment for Lebanon that, to be honest, could push Lebanon over the edge. I think moving forwards beyond just the medical response, we desperately need to look at shelter. The buildings which are not structurally damaged, we need to get them ready for people to be able to live there in a dignified manner. And we have to bear in mind that winter will be coming sooner than we expect. I mean, it'll start raining, sort of December time, and we need to get all of the windows patched up. We need to get lockable doors on the doors, and we need to, maintain psychosocial support, maintain protection support for these people. With regards to food, I mean, very much linked to the economic crisis, people are falling into poverty. Food will certainly be needed. And with regards to water, we have to make sure that the piping in the buildings is still fit for purpose, that make sure that water is trucked in, and that whole infrastructure needs to be examined and rehabilitated. And of course, power as well. A lot of people rely on pumps to pump the water up to the water tanks at the top. So all of this needs to be dealt with really before the winter comes.
Yeah, we've been talking about the international response to Lebanon. A lot of countries are now stepping up and helping, including France, sending those planes today, and the president is there today as well. But before any of that came, any of that international help, at a local level, there was a pretty impressive humanitarian response, wasn't there?
Absolutely. I mean, the Lebanese Red Cross, which are excellent, they geared up immediately and they were, addressing medical needs. They've established a temporary shelter and they will, care for people who have absolutely nowhere to go. I mean, of course, a lot of people can go and find friends and family to stay with, but there are a large number of migrant workers, of Lebanese, of Armenian descent, of Syrian refugees who may have nowhere else to go. And, the Lebanese Red Cross is providing assistance to these people. There's Caritas, there's a number of other national and local NGOs who are also responding. And then, as has already been mentioned, there's also this spontaneous expression of solidarity by the Lebanese people themselves. I mean, my friends who are now staying with me, they went back yesterday to the house to try and retrieve some possessions, and they were followed by 20 young people from Saida, so from another city, who had come up to Beirut just to help out. And they came in and they cleaned their house and they helped pack their stuff. I mean, this is incredible. And, this show of Lebanese solidarity and volunteer spirit really is worth highlighting.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'm afraid we're out of time, but thank you very much indeed. Dom Hunt, Humanitarian Policy Advisor at Concern Worldwide in Beirut. Thank you again.